Hey everyone, welcome to practice. Today we're going to do a full body flow, but we're going to focus particularly on standing balance. So getting our feet, our legs, and our whole body nice and strong in that way. So when you're ready, hop into something cozy and join me on your mat. Let's begin at the very back of our yoga mat today. So we'll join our feet up and we'll actually begin walking forward in a tightrope kind of shape. So keep one of your feet where it is and take the other foot, take it straight in front so that all 10 toes are pointing in the same direction. And if right out of the gate that's too topsy-turvy, know that you can always take the feet a little bit wider. So that's always a great balancing hack, is to just take the feet a little bit wider anytime you feel a little bit off center. And now with one foot right in front of the other here, waver your weight back and forth between one foot and the next, nice and easy. Notice how your hands help you with your balance, all of the little tinglies that are happening in the soles of the feet. Nice and easy does it. Transfer the weight to the front foot. Take your back foot forward and in front, same tightrope position. Now with the side, again, back and forth, so you can experience how we're weighting the feet. Is it about 50% in the front, 50% in the back? Or is it, for me, I think I keep most of it in the back foot. Even play with your toes here. How does it feel to lift the toes? How does it feel now after the toes are lifted to lengthen the bones forward and back down to the floor? Easy does it. Transfer the weight into the front foot. We'll take that back foot forward. And same thing, let's keep moving at a slow pace. So every time the feet land, we take a little bit of time to let the feet adjust. These are all of the little stabilizer muscles that we're probably feeling in the soles of the feet. And at some point, the brain maps all of these different areas and things start to be more solid for us, more stable and still. So this is just part of that journey of teaching the brain. And just keep taking your steps all the way forward to the very top of the yoga mat. And when you get there, we can take the feet underneath the hips, soft bend into the knees, and on the inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up to the sky. And on the exhale, hands slide down in front of the chest. And inhale, big breath, reach all the way out and up. And again, exhale, hands at the heart. Last time, inhale, reach all the way out and up. And this time we're coming up and over our legs for an easy forward fold. So if you want to bend the knees, you can do that. You can reach for the floor. You can reach for some furniture or some yoga blocks if you have them. And our first forward fold here, nice and easy does it. So you can take lots of movement, sway it out a little bit. On the next inhale breath, we'll wave the heart out of the pelvis to our halfway lift, and each one of us will be at a unique height and space. So we find what that is for us right now. Of course, the knees can always be bent in service of that, with the belly rippling up to the spine and out through the skull line. Another full three-dimensional breath into the back body. And exhale, fold. And again, inhale halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Ground through your strong feet. And on your next in-breath, reach all the way out and up to the sky. And on the exhale, hands down in front of the chest. And again, inhale, reach out and up. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach out and up to the sky. Exhale, hands together at the chest. Inhale, reach out and up. And exhale, fold. This time we'll ground the hands down to the floor, step the feet back one at a time so we're in downward facing dog pose, the upside down V position. Weighting the hands more in the tips of the fingers, the knuckles, where the knuckles meet the palm. And so that automatically takes a little bit of weight out of the wrists. Feel free to bend your knees. You can take lots of movement here right out of the gate, keeping the face nice and soft. You kind of can start to sense where all of your expectations are in your face. The face, it's the only part of the body where the muscles attach directly to the skin. So there's a lot of communication happening there. Keep that communication neutral, soft. Nice and easy does it. We'll land the knees on down to the floor. So now we're in tabletop position, hands and knees pose, and we'll find a little bit of balance right here. We'll start to lift opposite knee and hand just an inch off the floor in order to find the core in the center of the body. So from here, ground through the right knee. Keep your pelvis nice and stable. We're going to lift the left knee off the mat just an inch, and at the same time, the right hand. Breathe into the side waist of your body. And back down to the floor it goes. Other side, the right knee can lift just an inch, and the left hand, finding balance. And back down. And because balance often is asymmetrical, we'll be working with one leg. We'll want to make sure that we really strengthen through the hip area. So we're going to pick one of our legs up and we're going to just take it in some nice, slow, easy circles in one direction. And we're breathing and feeling here as the knee goes in some circles. We're trying to keep our pelvis nice and stable, side waist evenly long, body facing down towards the yoga mat. And you can take those leg circles in the other direction. And we can take that knee back down to the floor, right onto the other side. Here we go. Pick the second knee up and a little bit of circles. We're not going for perfection here. We're going for understanding. And so that reveals itself to us layer by layer, bit by bit. So we're not getting frustrated if things are confusing or don't make sense right away. That's normal. Take the knee circle in the other direction. And when that feels about equal, go ahead and land the knees back down. Let's tuck the toes under. Let's hover the knees, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. And before going on, let's roll forward to high plank position, top of a push-up. Breathe here. Nice and easy does it. If you're building strength, you can always lower the knees. I'll do that with you. For Chaturanga, so you're leaning your heart forward of your fingernails. Keep your heart and hips in line with each other as you bend the elbows, push the floor away and come down. Soften the legs. I always like to take time here on the belly to kind of recruit the front of the body so it feels like it's all part of one piece. So the legs plug in on the front of the body, the front ribs knit into the torso, the skull goes long. And then let's slide the hands back underneath the elbows. Nice, easy baby cobra here. What would it be like if the whole body were participating in this? Flood your whole body with your attention. Every bit of it. Every finger, every toe. You might find that you contract different muscles in order to get that to happen, which is probably a good thing. Keep your hands grounded. On your next inhale breath, you can choose to hold this or press into the hands and come on up for a more expressive back bend. And then exhale up and back, downward facing dog pose. We want to use our legs to keep our pelvis nice and level in space, nice and strong. So this is going to really strengthen through the hip area. On the next inhale breath, keep your left hip back away from your left armpit as you reach the right leg all the way up and back to the sky. Take an extra couple of moments here just to feel that expression, the front body all plugged in from the skull all the way out through the right toes. Another big breath in. Exhale, squeeze the knee forward into the heart. Hover the heart forward over the hands. Inhale, stretch up and back. And exhale, come forward. Last one. Exhale as we come forward. This time, we're going to ground the right foot down in between the hands. And let's actually soften the left knee down as well to the floor. So we're in a little low lunge. We have time here to breathe into the hips. Leveling off the pelvis between the two legs. I always like to test that by really seeing and contemplating, is the inner seam of the right leg and the outer seam of the right leg equally long into the hip socket? And if the answer is no, it means the pelvis is probably swiveling to one side or the other. And so feeling that the pelvis is getting a little bit more equal between the two legs. And then from here, let's turn it into half splits. So we can start to take the pelvis back towards the left heel, play the edge of the right leg towards straight. And again, if the floor is too far away, if you have furniture around you, that's a great option to give you a little bit of stability. You could also fly the hands. Why not balance like this here if that's what you want to do? And then when you're ready, take the hands back forward. Come back into the low lunge, and this time tuck the back toes under, hover the left knee off the ground, recruit the legs into the pelvis, take a big breath in. On your exhale, push through your feet, come all the way up to stand, high lunge. A few moments here to feel yourself evenly, flood your whole body with your attention, the arms can reach. This right leg, we're going to start standing on it for balance, so we want it to be nice and stable here. Take the knee forward over the ankle. Get the inner and outer seam of the leg going evenly into the pelvis. When you're ready, take the hands forward, ground them. Take a little bend into the back leg and straighten the front leg so you get a little bit more power. And we're going to launch up to standing splits, okay? Here we go. We're going to walk forward. Lift the back leg up. Beautiful. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to work my right leg like it's in a standing forward fold. And again, the inner and outer seam of the leg working. A lot of times the right hip will kind of swivel towards the right armpit. So you can even take your hand back there and move the right hip back. So that actually takes it more into my calf. Just for me, maybe it doesn't for you. Okay, we're going to see, can we round all the way up to stand, squeezing that left knee into the body? So a dynamic balancing movement. And once we get all the way up here, just enjoying being on that one foot for a bit. Soft, easy face, soft jaw. You can roll out through that left foot. And here it is. We're just going to try to take that left knee in some movement, some circles, some different directions. So teaching the right leg how to be supportive of us in all of these different variations. Keeping our pelvis super level. You can recruit all of the muscles of that right leg to be really strong for this. And then when you're ready, see, can you grab your left foot behind your body now? If yes, great. If no, that's okay. You can work with just a hamstring curl. So just contracting the hamstring to curl the foot up towards the back of the body. But if you can grab it back there, then re-recruit the pelvis between the two legs. Front of the pelvis draws in. When that happens, you might feel the left front of the leg stretch a little bit more. And then let's test the strength here. Can you, instead of grabbing the foot, can you take the palm to the sole of the foot and push the foot into the hand? Okay, bring that left knee back forward, give it another big squeeze into the body. If you want, you can stretch it out, and then down to the floor it goes. Wiggle out here, breathe into that standing leg, that right leg. We just recruited a lot of strength, especially into that deep right buttock. Or at least for me. Okay, ground your feet. Next inhale, breath, reach all the way out and up to the sky. Exhale, hands slide down in front of the chest. Big breath in, reach all the way out and up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, take the hands down to the floor. Step the feet back one at a time for downward facing dog pose. Okay, keep that right leg nice and stable and steady as we inhale. Reach the left leg all the way up to the sky. On the exhale, squeeze the knee forward, hearts hover over the hands. Inhale, stretch all the way up and back. Exhale, come forward. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, come forward. And through, ground the left foot down. We'll take the right knee down to the floor as well. We'll feel a little low lunge here. Legs evenly between the two sides of the pelvis. Again, it can be confusing. I know it's really confusing for my body, even after 10 years of practicing lunges pretty much every day. When you're ready, you can rock back to half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. So you just kind of walk the hands back, pelvis goes back towards that right ankle, edge of the left leg goes straight. But then we come back forward into that left leg, this time lifting off of that back knee. Recruit the legs into the pelvis evenly, look forward, and then ground down to hover the heart and upright the torso. When you're ready, we're going to take that fold all the way back down. So grounding the hands here, give some power to that back leg, and then launch up, standing splits. You can always take a bend into the knee. And again, use furniture if the floor is too far away from you for your hands. Working that left leg the same way that we did when we were in a standing forward fold so that the hips are not swiveling here. Pelvis is squared down to the floor, side waist evenly long out from the hips. See if we can stay in balance as we curl the right knee in towards the body and come all the way up to a standing position. That works that left leg tremendously. You can always hold on to that right leg up here if you're feeling fatigued or take a little bit of a break. And then we'll just start to work that right leg in some spontaneous, organic movement. Seeing, can we clasp onto that right foot behind us? And if so, if not, we're working on that hamstring curl. And if so, then we're pulling on that stretch of the front of the right leg. So to get that to happen, we take the pelvis neutral in the body, taking the kneecaps toward each other. And then staying here or working with the strength, if you let go of the grip and now you push the sole of the foot into the hand, now we're activating that hamstring back there. It's like baby dancers, it's like dancer's prep. And then release all the way down to the floor. Relaxing here, breathing into your strong legs. Nice big breath in, reach all the way out and up to the sky, and exhale your own time all the way back down to the ground. Whew. Inhale, halfway lift, stretch out, and on the exhale, hands down, step the feet back one at a time, downward facing dog pose. From this downward facing dog pose, let's take a vinyasa sequence if you like. If not, you can always hold this or take a child's pose. But if you want a little vinyasa, inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, hold here, build the posture. And then next inhale, breathe in and lower down. Relax. Soften the hands back. Take your time to recruit the front body here so you feel one piece. And then inhale, come all the way up to your back bend of your choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll come forward one more time, and that's all the way up to you. So on your next inhale breath, think about how you want to come forward, and on your exhale, step, hop, or jump all the way to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold when you get there. Inhale, ground your feet, lift all the way out and up to the sky. Here we go. Exhale, hands at heart. Let's turn to the side and step the feet nice and wide. So the wider apart the feet, the more challenge it'll be for the balance. So you decide how close or far apart you want them. Ground down through your feet. Feel your legs strong into your pelvis neutral in your body, all the way out through your skull. We're gonna bend just into that left leg just a couple of times. So it's like bend, push into it to straighten. Bend, push into it to straighten. One more time. Now this time, as we bend, now we're gonna push into it to straighten. We're gonna launch off of that right foot, coming into a balance. And this balance will take to external hip rotation. So you can go to tree, taking that right foot to the left ankle, the calf, not on the knee joint because the knee doesn't go left and right, but you can certainly grab the foot and take it above to the thigh. When you're ready, go ahead and take that right knee back forward. We'll soften it all the way down. See, can you soften it, bend your left knee? Step it wide again. Take a few exhales out through the mouth so we're continually releasing all of our residue from our practice. And what we're just left with is the strength that we've built in that place. So when you're ready for your other side, you decide, do you want more challenge, less challenge, the same amount? And do the same thing. We're gonna prep it by bending into the right leg and then push off the foot to straighten. And again. And again. And this time as we do it, okay, bend. As we push off, we're launching off of that left foot. Woo, yes we are. We're taking it over to the right leg for tree pose. So you can take it to the ankle, the calf, or grab onto the foot and bring it above the knee for tree. Really working on the integrity of that standing leg. So with the left foot on the right thigh can be kind of heavy. It can kind of push the hips into a sassy position. So we want to get the hips in a nice stable position so that we're training these muscles to contract under these conditions. Notice how you changing where your arms are in space will change how you experience your balance, as well as where your eyes are. Closing the eyes can be a great option. Beautiful. We're going to take that left knee forward, and we're going to take it all the way back and wide. And now here's where I might recommend to grab a yoga block or like a dictionary-sized book, something pretty sturdy like Harry Potter or something, and grab one, put it on your mat, and then here we go. We're gonna step up onto it. So I'll cue the right foot first. So step onto your block or your book with just your right foot, and then imagine that the left foot, we're standing right next to it. And so this is getting the skeleton to align itself just in neutral. Where is neutral? It's hard to figure out. You never actually know when you actually get neutral. That's the fun part about it, about all this stuff. And once you feel pretty stable here, see, can you keep your pelvis and everything really stable, but just start swinging that foot. Yeah. Oh, very nice. I don't know about you, but I'm really feeling this in my legs. If we're contracting in the right ways, we should be feeling like all of this is recruiting to hold those bones in place. Pelvis and thighs, super heavy bones, so super important work. Let's change our sides. Take your left foot to your block or your book, and then come on into a neutral standing position. And if you want to dangle that foot at some point, keeping the pelvis nice and level as it dangles behind you, you might feel the hips stretch. The booty contracts to make that happen. That's leg extension when the leg goes behind the body. And to release, easy, right foot down to the ground, left foot off your block or your book. And then some easy, maybe some circles through the ankles or otherwise stretching out through the feet. That can feel really, really nice. And then let's all meet at the very top of the yoga mat. So cooling down now, ground down through your strong feet that we just built, the strengthen, and inhale, reach all the way out and up to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, hands down, feet step back one at a time. I always try to do opposite when I step back, but sometimes I don't pay attention. So just food for thought for your practice. And now let's lower on down to the knees. Take the hips on down. Swing the legs out in front of us. We're gonna start to now quiet the system down from all of that heat building work. So the legs nice and strong. We'll take a symmetrical pose for them here. A seated forward fold. Now this forward fold and this orientation to gravity to the floor is not great for everybody. So notice right here, right now, do you feel like you're being tugged back by your low back? If so, what your body is communicating to you is that it wants you to get up higher with the hips. And so you can do that either by sitting on a block, sitting on a stack of blankets, or even, be my guest, sit in a chair, okay? Sit in a chair and just normally, not with your legs straight, but with your feet on the ground. And you can do this all the same way. So wherever we are, we want to feel that our sitting bones have firm support. So we don't want to remove all of the flesh away from the sitting bones, but we do want the sitting bones to be grounded. So as long as you can feel that, then your flesh is probably okay. Then lengthen your heels forward if your legs are straight. And all of us, no matter what your legs are doing, squeeze them back into your pelvis. Inner lining of the leg, outer lining of the leg, so that we can be sure that we're taking advantage of all of the good stuff that we just built. And from here, you can choose to stay exactly as you are, or if you'd like something a bit more cooling, you can begin to walk your upper body forward into a folding position. So the heart now layers itself lower than the spine. And then each in our own time, we can begin to come on up out of this and come down onto our backs for some more grounding postures. And so when you come on down, you can bring your knees into your chest for a little bit of support. You can roll around here a little bit. We'll continue building the strength of the legs and opening the chest with a bridge pose. So let's step our feet down in front of the pelvis with the knees pointing straight ahead, arms down by the side. I always like to use my feet to pick the pelvis up, scooch it down away from the torso so you feel nice and long here. Arm bones rooting down into the ground. And now we're gonna go nice and slow. So root into your feet and hover your hips up off the earth. Now for a lot of us, we move our hips and our rib cage simultaneously and together. Here we're trying to look for independence. So as the hips lift just a little bit, take your rib cage down, especially the back ribs. You can even use your hands to kind of remind the ribs that their job is not to go up with the hips, but to go down. And then from here, recruit through the backs of the legs, the buttocks, the hamstrings, to start taking the hips even higher. And as the hips go higher, the ribs go down. We just work back and forth between that for a few more rounds of breath. So the contents of your front body feel like they're weighted with gravity, they're going down. And then we can take the hips back down to the floor as well. Wow. Maybe a few windshield wipers here might be nice, just going back and forth and even opening up the arms, clasping them overhead, opposite elbows overhead. If you have that sort of shoulder space, then that feels good. And in this windshield wiper activity, if it feels good to go over to one side and pause and breathe and stretch, you can do that nice and easy. Even starting to let the eyes close here. You can take that twist to the other side. Coming back up through center. If you want to take your knees into your chest again, you can hold on here, or you can grab your feet for happy baby pose, pulling the knees down towards the armpits, pressing the feet up towards the sky, rolling around or being still. Letting the eyes close here. And really giving yourself the opportunity to finish out this yoga practice. When we're practicing at home, I do this all the time. I get to the end of the practice and I just turn the video off. It's like, well, who needs a Shavasana? We do. So give yourself, I know the to-do list is right there, the laundry's right there, the kiddos are right there. Give yourself this extra 5 minutes just to really clean out the system, reset the nervous system, and enjoy your practice. Okay, we made it, Shavasana. Stretch your legs out, or if you like, you can take your feet to the outer mat width distance and tent the knees in on each other. That can feel really nice. Taking a few moments to really not battle with comfort issues here. Keep adjusting. That's what comfort really is. It's mostly about trial and error. Trial and error in a non-frustrating way, in a non-expecting way, where we're just eager to understand, to pay attention accurately to our experience. Now in the Shavasana, let's do a little bit of breathing work to really reset our whole system. We'll do a guided breath work where we'll breathe in and out through the nose. We'll go for a count and we'll hold at the end of each cycle. And now if you're a little bit newer to breath work, you may find that it's not totally comfortable for you to follow my timing. That's normal. As we're learning things, things come in stages and in phases. So go back and forth between guiding yourself and being guided. Back and forth until it feels okay to be guided by someone else. You ready? Let's take a nice full breath in through the nose. And then an easy exhale out through the mouth. Okay, together, seal your lips, breathe in for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale easy for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Filling up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Breathing in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Breathing out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Taking another full breath in. And an easy exhale out. All right, this is where I'll leave you here today. You have a few more minutes in you. Take a few more minutes. I always like to notice that first thought that I have that says, let's get out of Shavasana now. And instead of acting on that thought, following it, it oftentimes feels a lot better to notice it, notice what it's trying to tell you to do, and then just not do it, just for a few moments. Because that's what this pose is. It's a pose to remind us who we really are, that we are not the content of our thoughts, we are not the content of our emotions, we are the awareness that knows that. Thank you so much for joining in this balancing practice today. I hope you had a wonderful class. If you like our practice, make sure that you subscribe, you follow us on social media. Also, sign up for our weekly letter because you'll get these classes in your inbox every single week, along with notes from us, practice motivation, and so much more. So thanks again and have a wonderful day.